Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld again, and today we're going to take a quick first look at the Titanfall 2 tech test, which I've been playing over the last few days. And to be honest, this was actually my first hands-on experience with the franchise, because I never did actually get around to buying a copy of the first one. That's not to say going into this I didn't have any idea what it was all about. I mean, I think in general everyone knows the first game was pretty much a futuristic COD clone, but in general I'd say even though I kind of knew what to expect, I was going in with a fairly open mind, and I started out pretty optimistic. So there I was, spawning into the first Pilot v Pilot game, hoping that maybe Titanfall 2 would be something new and different. But pretty much instantly, from the art style to the player movement to the time to kill, and even the weapon sounds, I realised it really isn't. Even the controls are pretty much identical to COD, and the controller responsiveness even has that same slop that just isn't a problem in games like Battlefield. And so literally 5 minutes in, pretty much all that optimism I had was gone, and I'd realised for the most part it was even more like COD than I expected. Now obviously Titanfall 2 isn't exactly like COD because it does have that one big feature that COD doesn't, the Titans. And basically what they are is huge mechs that you can call down from the sky about once or twice in a match, and in a sense they kind of act like huge walking tanks. I was a huge fan of the Mech Warrior series when I was a kid, so once again I was pretty optimistic about this part of the game going in. But again, the whole experience just didn't really impress me, and I think a big part of that is due to the fact that Titanfall is trying to be two games in one. When I think of mech games, I imagine large, open maps, lots of weapons to switch between and modular damage, but unfortunately, none of those elements are in Titanfall. And in a nutshell, basically the Titan just feels like a tougher, slower extension of the Pilot, kind of like a really big Spartan suit on steroids. So basically what happens when you jump into your Titan is you just slug away at mainly other Titans until they go down or you get killed. And although I'm sure that would appeal to some people, all in all the whole process to me just felt very sluggish, and as you can see in this video, I spent most of the time just playing in the Pilot v Pilot mode. Now, bearing all of this in mind, that's not to say that Titanfall 2 is a bad game, and in fact I'd say strictly as a first-person shooter, it's probably even better than COD. Like, for example, the spawn system seems to be a little bit more logical, and the head-to-head combat seems to be a bit more fair and balanced. There also doesn't seem to be any of the COD-style win more kill streak ability, so at least that cuts down on the killed by bullshit factor. And most importantly, compared to when I play COD, I was hardly getting tilted at all, and I think that is probably the best measure of a well-balanced game. At the end of the day though, it just comes down to the fact that Titanfall 2 for me is the definition of an arcade-style shooter, and that's not something I personally want to invest time and money into. And the problem is, because of this, it probably won't take even the most die-hard fans long to move on to something new, which is exactly what killed the last one. With that being said though, like I said, that in itself isn't enough to make Titanfall 2 a bad game, and like with any AAA shooter, it is bound to attract at least a reasonable following. And so to finish up, all in all I'd say if you're a COD fan or you're just on the fence, then it might be worth buying, but I think for the rest of us who are past that point in our lives, you might just be past this game as well. But anyway guys, that just about wraps up this video, so let me know what you think of Titanfall 2 in the comment section below, and as always, if you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also check out the links in the description below if you want to see any more of my videos, or if you want to support my channel on Patreon, and until next time, see you later, and have a good one.